How's everybody doing today? So, one of the side effects of being on a spiritual journey, being a good person, trying to create a good vibe for other people and for yourself, is you'll start noticing, and don't be shocked by it, that people around you and that you run into will kind of have a little bit more focus on you, and you might start having better interactions with people. When you first start doing metaphysical practices, sometimes you get tested. So if you were like always having a hostile interaction with people initially, you'll get tested again to for those to bring up your emotions to let them go. But afterwards, what happens is the hostility goes away and it's replaced with positivity. So the interactions you'll have with the people around you and other people will become very positive, and you'll wake up one day and you're like, wow, this is uncanny. It's like, why everybody's treating me fantastic. Everybody's treating me nice. What's going on here? This is unusual. This doesn't usually happen. Everyone usually treats me like sorry, I kept looking over. It was a bird that kept flying by. Everyone's looking at me like, I'm the greatest person in the world, and they used to think that I was like the worst person in the world. And all you did was change, you changed your energy dynamic, so thus the vibe became in a positive way, and people start to listen to you. They want to talk to you. They want to open up to you. So what started happening to me was, well, not only was I getting a better vibe off people, like, especially in the workplace, like, everyone wants to say hi, how you doing, joke around, whatever the case may be. I was sitting down talking to them, and they were opening up, sharing things with me that were very, very personal, and I didn't ask for it, but it was surprising. It was like, out of all the people that you opened up to was me. I thought I was the guy that you probably don't want to open up to, because I look like I look a certain way, or maybe not a friendly type or something like that. But all of a sudden they're opening up, asking for advice, treating you nice, buying you lunch. Like, the doors definitely open when you start working on these practices, and you'll start being invited to things that you normally weren't invited to. And the system is designed that way, because when you looked at it in a vain way, or very, like, I guess you would say vain or entitlement, the popularity in like high school and college and stuff, if you're popular, you were getting invited to things, and you're like, wow, that person treats like everybody like crap, but they're getting invited. So it was tricking, it was confusing your mind. You're like, I have to be like them to get invited into places. I have to dress a certain way, act, stuck up or superficial, or treat people like crap, and then people start liking me. It was like a reverse. But that is an illusion. You were a good person, and that stuff wasn't happening to you. You're like, what's going on here? Why, if I'm being a nice person and people should like me because I'm being nice, or whatever the case may be, why am I not getting invited anywhere? Or why do people, they'll invite everybody except for me? It's the illusion, because it's trying, the system is trying to put you in a social construct and testing you in a certain way, so to speak, to see how you're going to react. And from the get-go, like, most people would be like, oh yeah, I got to start playing the game of dressing nice and this and that for people to like me. It's not true. You change your energy dynamic, and being positive and using law of assumption and your affirmations, the world will change around you, and you didn't do anything except for stay who you were, but also adding those metaphysical practices. It's uncanny. You'll see miracles come to you like it's everyday activity. And everyone else around you is like, oh, this and this happens to you because of so-and-so, and they'll explain it off like it was some sort of coincidence. This is why you did this and this and this, and that's how it went. That's why you landed up doing this, because you did this and this and this beforehand. It was like, no, you did your metaphysical practices. That's why it landed up like this. Not because, oh, you showed up at 8 o'clock today. You volunteered to do, help somebody on the computer and this and that, and that's why this happened. It's like, no, the opportunities came because you were doing your serendipity and metaphysical practices. But they'll always explain it off. It's like, what? They'll look at you and be like, why is that person so lucky all the time? Why is she getting invited everywhere and people paying for her dinners all the time? Or why is he so lucky where, people are giving him money and inviting him to vacations and going around the world and this and that? Oh, he's so lucky. But no, that person was doing the metaphysical practices. You can tell the difference between the people that do them and then don't. If you talk to somebody that's very successful and abundant, and then they open up to you and share to you, it's like, yeah, I practice a lot of spirituality, and I do affirmations every day. I meditate, I work out, I eat healthy. I try to treat everybody with respect, no matter who they are. And you'll see, and then I impress my subconscious mind. And they're like, oh, okay, well, he's doing all the things he's supposed to, so he's receiving all of that. And you'll see some people that don't practice spirituality at all, that seem like they're getting stuff, like, oh, they're getting millions of dollars and they're flying on their Learjets and stuff like that. But you don't know the darkness that they're actually dealing with, because they didn't do it in a spiritual way. Though, I don't know exactly, I told you in the previous video, I don't know exactly how karma is working, because what people believe is what happens to them. But there can be reflective consequences for how you think. So if you're thinking about doing harm to people all the time, that's what they're putting in the subconscious mind. That negative energy is storing up. Just like you would be, your negative energy would be storing up too, even if you were a good person and had low self-esteem and didn't believe that you amounted to nothing. You're storing negative energy too. But what you're throwing in your subconscious sphere and filling up that space with whatever material it is, that's what's going to end up happening to you. I'm just saying, you can't explain off. It's like, oh, these rappers are going on Learjets and flying around the world, have the millions of dollars, but they're treating everybody like crap and they've been in jail and this type of stuff. No, but I'm telling you the difference between the two. If you met a guy who was doing his metaphysical practices and landed up getting that Learjet and all that stuff, you'll see his rest of his life will probably be pretty positive. But somebody that's doing harm to people all the time, there's going to be hang-ups, and you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. And there's severe problems that could be occurring. You just on the surface, you think their life is great, but it might not be behind closed doors. You'll know when you talk to people who are acting, on a spiritual path. In the long term, I'm referring to. If you know them for a long time, you'll know if they're experiencing bad or good behind closed doors. If they're doing their practices, they should be receiving mostly positive outcomes and little bad. Very little negative outcomes is what I meant to say. So don't worry about it. You keep doing what you're doing and you're going to see the world change around you. That's all I wanted to talk about today. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys watching my videos, and have a nice day.